Can't wait to see how many we have tonight. It's going to be a big crowd.
I think so.
Janine was telling me before we got on, we'd give us a few minutes to get, well, not even minutes, probably seconds to get all the buttons going and stuff. But Janine was saying that she added 30 people to our Grace and Grit studio today, probably more by the time
Actually
we
more.
got
And
on this.
there are 4 more as I'm getting in here. I
Oh
do try
my
to
goodness.
add as we are here. I'm just going to make sure we started the live stream. Live stream is starting. It's giving me, Facebook gives you the agita moments. We're still not totally live in there yet. It's not live in there. It says live video starting, but it hasn't started. Now, it started because it's the studio where we're having issues.
Okay.
So I'm going to just reboot there. Hold on one moment.
Thank God for you. I'd be a nervous wreck.
It's not, don't thank God for me. It's not working. Oh, let me try something here. I think we're live in Grace and Grit business page. Please say hi if you're watching.
Oh, the business page. Hi, guys. Sorry, we didn't know you were talking to anyone. Sometimes when we come on, doesn't it feel like you accidentally got behind the news anchor when they didn't know the cameras had started? It's kind of like, ooh, I'm on the inside scoop. We could do such a blooper reel here.
Yeah, Linda Albrecht is on. She's saying she loves your tops. So I do see us live in the Grace and Grit. I'm going to try to reboot. I'm going to try to reboot the live in Facebook and see if I can get it to go.
Okay. We're trying to play this in Grace and Grit studio. People that can hear us, Linda, anybody. That's where most of the people are waiting for this.
Yeah. We'll share it over there if we have to.
Yeah, there's always a way. There's always a workaround.
I might not have. I don't know. Let me see. Hopefully it's the two of us. Nope, it's just me. Okay, we're going to share it from the studio tonight, from the business page into the studio because tech is not working. So I'm going to, and that if we share it, I'll just tag everyone.
Yeah, is this your preferred way, or do you want me to just go live in the? Well, no, because
no, because we need to be in both places, and there's people on commenting.
Okay,
so
very good.
They all love your top. They're saying they love your top.
Grace and Grit Studio, people are reacting.
Yeah, because it's the business page. So I'm going to go ahead and bump it over to the group from the page, and I'm going to tag everyone. So give me one moment to do that. Okay.
I'm so glad that I work with somebody so brilliant in all of this. But you guys, it's always a lesson because it's like face the fear and do it anyway. There's so many times when I wouldn't have even attempted something because I didn't really know how to do it. And it's like, sometimes you just have to look foolish like I'm willing to do, obviously, often.
Well, it happens. Sometimes tech doesn't do, it was set up to go, but it's not going and it didn't go. So I'm just going to go ahead and tag everyone in the Grace and Grit Studio group. I'm still letting members in. So we are live on that page. We are also, hello, Tammy, Linda, Kim, Katie, Janine. Oh, good. Gina. Okay. What's happening now?
Yay!
We sometimes technology is not our friend and it happens, but we have 12 and 11. So we have 20 some people watching. Yes. Okay. Now we're good. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Lori.
Houston, we no longer have a problem. This is great. We are.
Yeah. And this can happen. And the one thing I want to tell you is you have to just learn to roll with it when it happens. And I'm going to continuously through this live feed, I will be approving members and letting them into the studio just to let you know. And I'm going to go ahead and really quickly welcome all of you tonight. Thank you so much for hopping on. We're so excited that it's Monday again and we get to talk to you on our Park Lane free jewelry call. I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing Mary Grace Lewandowski, our executive company vice president. And I get to ask her 4 questions about direct sales and how Park Lane fits in and why now's a great time to be here. And at the end, after you listen to everything, you get to fill out a Google form and Mary Grace gets to make you sparkle much like her blouse that she has on right now, which I am in love with. Mary Grace, you look so adorable. You look so cute. So if you were invited to come in here tonight, it was because someone really thought highly of you and wanted you to hear this opportunity. If you are, so we have 32 people watching on the business page, and we have 24 people watching in the group. So this is awesome. So thank
We're
you
at a
so
good
much,
record here.
guys.
Yeah.
This is a record tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry I had to stream it in live like this. It didn't want to work, but just definitely comment. If you have any questions, we will definitely hop back in and answer them for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Mary Grace, happy Monday. I'm so happy you're here.
Aren't you though?
Yes, because I do not like to do this by myself. So hello to everyone popping in. Yeah, I'm very happy. So listen, we're going to start with the question we always start with. We kind of have, it's evolved over time, has it not? But I always like to ask this question because we talk about being in direct sales, right?
Right.
So I want you to just address why direct sales. What is direct sales and how does it differ from MLM, from multi-level marketing?
Yeah, some people probably don't even know what MLM is, but we are very often like crushed into the same category. That's when you'll hear someone say something like, "Is that one of those pyramid things?" And it's like, "Oh my gosh, no." I mean, if we're a pyramid, if MLM's a pyramid, then so is like General Motors and all of that, okay? Because the guy in the plant is helping the people that have promoted above him to make a greater company and make more money. But direct sales means direct to consumer, whereas multi-level marketing means their greatest job, their goal is to recruit and create levels that are marketing their business, and their biggest income is on the people that they are able to turn from a customer into a seller, is really more of their goal. And here in direct sales, our emphasis is sales. Our emphasis is being a liaison between the customer and the company. Do we hire? Do we want to recruit? Absolutely. That's why we're sharing this with you tonight, not for ourselves, but for yourselves, because it's such a great opportunity. But direct sales, really, my favorite way to put it is it's running your own business with none of the overhead and none of the risk. And honestly, my husband and I, we used to say, we used to pat ourselves on the back behind the scenes and be like, with our combined talents, we should open our own business. We honestly, we never would have been courageous enough because of the risks that come with that. But we were able to run this business and just create a life that we never imagined that we would have. So direct sales is you decide when you want to work, you decide if you want to work, you decide when you want to make a lot of money, you decide when you want to go strong, you decide when you can't, particularly feel that in your life. And one of my favorite stories, you guys have heard it a million times, is David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire. And I'm going to give you like the really abridged version. But he found that was when he was trying to talk to people about investing, that he found, oh my gosh, we have a huge problem here, because 99.9% of the people that came to see him about investing would laugh when he suggested even a little bit of money to be invested. And they would say, David, we don't have that kind of money. We have debt, we have whatever. He goes, people weren't living paycheck to paycheck. They were living beyond paycheck to paycheck. And Jeannie, I don't want to know your personal business, but I will openly tell you that Paul and I were those people. We definitely had credit card debt. We definitely had debt that, we would hope for, like maybe a bonus would come through or something would happen in our regular life that would help us get rid of that debt. But if someone had suggested to us that we take $300 to $500 a month and invest it, we wouldn't have felt justified in that. If we had $300 to $500 a month, it was going to go to pay down our debt, or maybe do something really special for our family, or have an emergency fund. And so David Bach said, he's the Automatic Millionaire author, said that when he discovered direct sales, he truly felt like it was like, oh, because he said, this is the answer. Any objection that anyone has about making extra money, that objection can be totally overcome with direct sales, because you know your schedule. We don't know your schedule. You know what you're willing to give up. We don't know what you're willing to give up. You know when and where you can be places. And direct sales is a method through which you can make those decisions and decide when and if you want to make money. So I just feel like it's part of my purpose to share it with everyone, because I think it's been the greatest gift to my family. Absolutely.
Hey, and in the comments section on the Grace and Grit Studio business page, I put a link to David Bach's book. So you can go ahead and click that link and snap it up, because I think that's a great book to read. Totally love that. So let's have everybody drop a 1 in the comments if you understood what Mary Grace was talking about. Do you have No, and I'm going to ask the question, do you have more month than money? Have you gone through that, right? Because I think we all could put a 1 in the comments saying, yeah, there's been plenty of times where I've had more month than money. And that's where
Yeah,
direct sales can come in. That's what I love. All right,
absolutely.
so now that we know what direct sales is and we're seeing all these ones pop up, the next thing I'm going to ask you, Mary Grace, is why jewelry? Like, how does jewelry fit into the direct sales model?
It's funny because there's a lot of people on this call too. We have fashion stylists that are currently with Park Lane watching the call too, because we always want to rejoin. We hear all about our job and we're like, I want to do it again, So I appreciate you guys being here, the stylists being here too, or if you invited someone. But there are quite a bunch of us. In fact, you can put in the comments if you're like, I'm one, that came from other companies. And it's because I just want to get this out there, that Park Lane is the only direct sales company that recognizes experience, which is like what every other corporation in the whole United States of America does. Nobody wants to start all over. So it's very attractive to us, and we look into it and we're like, wait a minute, you'll give me like the same pay level, you'll give me the same type of title kind of thing. It's wonderful. However, most of us in our first forays into direct sales, we did other products. And it's usually, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I know I can speak for the two of us. It's usually because we fell in love with the product, we became one of the groupies for the product, we had a show with the product, or it was the first time we ever heard there was a job opportunity of that type. So we got into it and off we went and loved our companies, loved what we did. If we had taken the time, like we did the second time around, because now we were savvy, if we had taken the time to actually look into what would be the probably smartest product to market, we would have chosen jewelry. And that's exactly what the Levine family did. They're the owners of our company. We're family owned. 1955, they started this, you guys, if you can imagine. Talk about security, but we'll talk about Park Lane more. But one thing they did a lot of really smart things, but one thing they did that was super smart is they hired consultants to recommend what product they should represent, because they knew they wanted to use the direct sales model, but they weren't sure what product. And it shocked them that all these separate consultants, three different companies, no overlap, didn't know each other. All three of them came back with overwhelmingly jewelry as the first product. That is not even what the Levines had in their head at all. So they pivoted and they go, wait, like, defend your answers. Why jewelry? And this is what we've lived now. And also,
Right.
had we done research, what we would have learned. And what I'm so excited to be able to tell you guys that are watching is, and once I start saying this stuff, you'll be like, no, duh, like the market, like jewelry is universally appealing. It's very difficult to look around you and not see some type of accessory or piece of jewelry on everyone, really, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the top three gifts in the world: candy, flowers, and jewelry. It withstands the test of time. If you look back to see if jewelry's a fad, I don't think so. It's been around since the first person could invent how to put something around their neck to make their little bearskin look pretty, right? Whatever they did. And I sent you guys an article the other day, Janine. It projected a $42 billion, I mean, unbelievable rise.
Insane
Like
numbers.
yes,
Yeah.
the jewelry market is going up, up, up. People are more into accessorizing than ever. Now, I said it's not a fad, and yet it's considered a consumable product because
Yeah.
it does change with the trends, which is very fun for us. So it changes with the seasons. It changes with the trends, obviously. It changes with our outfits from day to night. So it's a very moving type of market, lots of excitement, lots of interest, not something like, I have a necklace, I'm done, right? So those are all super wonderful things and affordable. It's one of the only items that actually goes up in sales during economic hard times. Did we live this? We lived this, okay? And
We
it's
did.
because people maybe aren't going to buy a car or a house during an economic hard time, but they'll buy a bracelet to make themselves feel a little bit more cheerful. Okay. So there's a lot, the jewelry is definitely the place to be. Now that's from the customer and consumer standpoint. From our standpoint, things that I didn't even expect and they didn't even have to sell me on, but I started to experience some. What do we do, Janine? What do we do with our jewelry? Wear it. And it looks normal to wear it. Like I used to sell candles and you baskets. I don't think if you'd gone skipping around the mall with a basket that anybody
Little
would
Red
approach
Riding
you,
Hood
right?
here to serve you.
With jewelry, no matter where you are, people are complimenting you on your jewelry, and it's such an easy segue into, oh my gosh, this is what I do. I rep a line out of Chicago. I'd love to send you a link, whatever, easy peasy. Not only are we wearing our jewelry, but everybody that we've ever come across that has purchased or hosted a show is wearing our jewelry. So you've got all of these free referrals and all of these people out there sending people back to you. Now it's light. It's very inexpensive to ship and store. We don't really ship that much from our own home offices, but it's still wonderful that if we did want to just pop something in an envelope, it's like, I don't know, much less than it was to send a
Yeah.
big candle holder to someone. And also that in their Chicago warehouse, Park Lane at any time keeps millions of dollars in inventory. They can fit it there, So like when COVID hit, we didn't have a problem. It's what was I going to say? It's consistent all year long, and that's amazing because the candle business, we used to really like have to prepare for the summer. A lot of citronella.
Oh, I believe that.
But we
Plus
weren't.
the melting. You probably melted. Your melt situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you just brought up another really good point as far as like knowing how to show the product. I mean, if you know where a necklace goes, you're eligible to be hired by Park Lane Jewelry. And I give a lot of credit and stuff to people, but they're learning things about nutrition or burning times on candles or what makeup can do to certain skin types or whatever. Like these are all wonderful. I never cut down another direct sales company, but again with the jewelry, it's we know what to do pretty easily. So,
well, you always joke about, Janine, where does a pair of earrings go? Here. Oh, you're hired. Like that's how easy it is with Park Lane. I think the fact that it's a consumable product is something that people do not realize it truly is. Fashion is consumable because it changes with seasons and time. So I love that. And I have to point this out, Mary Grace, because we're getting the best comments ever. But I'm going to show this one by Isla Henderson. Sometimes feeling pretty is all we need to feel better. And you just touched on that, right? It makes people feel good.
You can't put a price on that, you guys. And I know it's going to sound like I'm being all like crunchy, woohoo. But seriously, the fact that what I do helps so many people feel pretty and it raises their serotonin levels. And it's such, I mean, when I do any kind of get together, it brings together the generations. There is very much an emotional side to this that is extremely rewarding, and you have to experience it to get it. But it's super fun. I don't know what I was thinking, not doing jewelry all along, but I
wondered that too. I also wondered that too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this and you just heard all of this from Mary Grace, do me a favor, drop a 2 in the comments if you are somebody who also feels like jewelry just makes you feel better when you wear it.
Yeah.
Give us a 2 if you feel like jewelry just makes you feel better when you wear it.
It's
and
proven.
Let's go on. It is proven. It increases serotonin levels. I wear it. I work from home. I've been working from home for 20, I don't know how many years, 1997. How long is that? I don't know. 28 years. And I'll tell you what, people laugh at me when they come to visit because they're like, oh, you put that jewelry on for me? I'm like, no, I put it on for me.
Yeah.
I put it on because it makes me feel good. We're getting a ton of 2s and it makes me really, really happy. So, okay, let's talk about why Park Lane. Why does Park Lane fit into the direct sales space? We talked about jewelry. Why is Park Lane that niche, the one that we want these people to understand?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to start with, because coming from another company, this was huge for me. And if you know anything about direct sales, this will be huge for you. We have absolutely no minimums. There are no requirements in order to keep your title, keep your pay, keep active with Park Lane or whatever. There are no requirements. And if there's people out there going, what? But it was my other company, and that is what makes it seem more like multi-level marketing. Some of the direct sales companies is you had to be aware at all times, like, did I sell enough? Did my team sell enough? Are we in, or am I going to lose my title? Am I not going to get paid this week or whatever?
Yes.
With Park Lane, they absolutely do not believe in that. They're not having it. What they're doing is they are leading with, incentives and carrots and stuff, but not with a big stick like do this or out or else. And I cannot tell you the stress that that took off of me. If you never even knew that direct sales sometimes has minimums, then just pretend like you didn't even hear that, because that's never going to be a concern of yours if you
But
join
it is
Park
a
Lane. But
concern for
it's,
many people. No
yes,
quotas,
but
no
it's,
minimums. You need to hear
yes,
that.
yes, but it's huge. But I actually have a personal story. And I like to share it because honestly, like, I was making this decision for my own self and for my family. And I had been the top 10 income earner at my other company. And I'm not
Yeah.
bragging about that. I'm just telling you, for me to make a change, I had a lot at
Big,
stake. You had $250,000 a year or something, right?
big.
So it was
Yeah.
a big decision. But when I started to have concerns about my other company, which ended up being valid, when I had concerns about the direction they were going in, and I do believe in signs. Like, if you are accidentally on this call tonight or someone invited you, believe that, because it's kind of like we're meant to hear certain things at certain times in our life. So at any rate, I'm starting to have these misgivings. And that very week, I get a call from Park Lane, and I get a call from another very well established, wonderful direct sales jewelry company. The other direct sales jewelry company wanted to hire me to be in charge of their whole entire field. Like, I was going to be the head trainer of everybody in their sales force. Very flattering salary, travel, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I chose Park Lane. And there are several reasons that I chose Park Lane. And one of most was I would be secure, and I would have maybe a good job for a long time. Who knows? Not nowhere near the income that I could make in the field like I do here. Nothing. Or the flexibility. None of that, right? However, I thought, whatever I do, I want to be able to say that I've never heard of stronger programs. And I always knew that whatever role I would be in, that I would always be in a role where I would be wanting other people to join me in that company. And I just thought, I have to go with where the richest programs are, not to mention the potential and stuff, but the richest programs. And hands down, that is Park Lane. And I actually encourage people to check, because it just blows your mind. But three main things that, lead to us having the biggest programs. And one is the customer sale. And many of you have experienced that. If you've never even heard of Park Lane, you haven't. But it's buy two for regular, get four for half. What this does, from the other side, you guys, as business people, is it increases people's order, but they're thrilled. So they're getting the very best deal in the world. They're most often getting 6 to 8 pieces as opposed to just one piece. Everything I said earlier, you can put it together, like people out in the world wearing our jewelry. Do we want them wearing a little, or we do want them wearing a lot, right? And we want them wearing all different kinds of styles, and we want them to get all kinds of compliments from all kinds of different people. You get it, right? But also it drives up the average order. So our average order here at Park Lane is over $100. I'm not going to be Miss Princess Saint and say I don't like that. I love that, because I get paid on what they order, as do all of you, right? So of course we love that they're thrilled and we're thrilled, because we're making a percentage of what we just sold, and it's a lot. So I hear people say, "Oh, I'm going to sell this jewelry because it's only $5." Well, I'm not to be a mean person, but how much do you have to sell? If you made 100% commission, which you never would, at $5 a piece, how many pieces would you have to sell, to make a decent income? So that's it. Also, the host program. That's where people invite their friends and family to visit with you also, and they get free jewelry for referring their friends and family to you. Well, first of all, one of the number one reasons in today's world that people will have a show of any type is they want a good deal for their friends. Well, refer to that customer sale, okay? They're talking about the sale. People hear about the sale. They go, I have a show, and they have a show, and everybody comes. Well, we just slather them with so much free jewelry. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anywhere from $300 to $1,000 is average. And my average giveaway at my other company was like $100 when they had a really good show. And I know a lot of companies, I think yours was one of them, Janine, like, you get 2 half price items now, right? But we have people like leaving
Exactly right.
with $3 to $1,000 in free jewelry for having a few people. It's like absolutely amazing. And then again, the profit program. So we start at 30%, people that come in at the level. And I want to tell you, our average order is over $100. So per order, we're averaging when we start $33 an order. You guys, I'm not going to do the whole big long thing for you because I don't want to bore you, but that's like 3 to 4 hours of minimum wage without the travel. That's taking one order. So using like the tools that we've developed for you here, where you can just have a basically cut and paste business online with your own personal website, taking orders daily. You could be making what other people are making, driving somewhere and standing there for 4 hours in one order. Imagine if you took 10 orders a day, you know? So it's very it's extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Profitable. Okay. And
It's
very
a
good use.
lucrative
A very good
lucrative
use of your
income stream.
time.
Yeah.
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 Something that I also like to just put in as a plug for direct sales is a lot of people don't realize that one of the quickest ways to become wealthy in America is to open your own business. And when they defend that, they say, even if you're not going to make money on your business, you'll make money on your business because all of a sudden things that were expenses become tax write-offs. This is extremely valuable for people, to add that little extra stream to
Sure.
their life, especially retired people that, their husband's doing corporate or whatever. It's very effective and important. It really gives you a lot of tax write-offs. I always like to say that because I forget, and people my age like that's really important for them. The other thing that Park Lane has, of course, is anything that would incentivize people. So I think a lot of times too, referring back to how people feel and making them feel good, we don't get a lot of praise or things to look forward to. I mean, I don't mean to say that so sullenly, but really like they're, like milestones and stuff, like one of the major milestones are over. And it's so fun to be able to know, like, you know what, if I do this, I'm going to earn $250 in free jewelry, and we are able to earn over $1,000 in free jewelry every single month, really just by doing really minimal activity, you guys, nothing like bunches and bunches I don't think I've ever missed it, so it's that super fun. But aside from that, they have trips right now. We're working on an all-inclusive trip to Cancun. Imagine if you could take your family on trips 2 times a year. Like we were never going to take that out of our budget, but it just totally changed our whole entire life. And I know I'm missing stuff, but that's why Park Lane.
Well, I need you to tell me, and these wonderful people that have stuck with us this long, why is now a great time to join?
Well, right now, if you're getting that little feeling in your stomach and you're thinking, I came in here just to win free jewelry and I'm actually kind of considering this, that means that you're supposed to do it. Successful people lean in. Successful people don't overthink things. If you find yourself thinking like, but what if this happens? But what if this happens? Well, first of all, 99% of the things we think are going to happen don't happen. And also you have an established group here, organization. You're going to have way more to work with than I did because I knew what you needed and all of the people around me knew what you needed when you were new, and we've created resources for you and we will teach you. So don't worry. Really, if I can do this job, anyone can do this job. Don't overthink it. But also right now we do have an absolutely incredible deal. So it's $129. The $129 gets you all access to everything Park Lane. They pay all your credit card fees. There's none of that. Take people's credit cards, you're done. You get your own personal website. So you literally put your website up. Signing up after this call, put your website up. Someone placed an order. You just made $30 or whatever, right? Very fun.
Yes, yeah.
That would be enough. But you also get to choose $700 worth of jewelry of your choice. Now, normally in the past it's been 500, but it's never been 700, and that is going to end Wednesday night. So you really want to get on that train. And that's with a brand new book. We just got a completely new line, and you can get $700 worth of it for $129. That $129 is a write-off, like I just said. And here's the best part of all. You're not even going to believe this. So you have a show. It's the smartest way to get started. Really, it's non-negotiable. You have to have a show so that we can let everybody know that you're doing this now, okay? It can be online. It can be any way you want to have it. Just talk to talk to your peeps about it, and they'll make sure you have a great show. Guess who gets paid for that show? You. Not the person who does the show. So
Nope.
if Janine said, Mary Grace, I want to start, we'd put the $129 on her credit card. We'd do a show. I'd do the show. She would get paid, and she'd be way ahead of the $129. So we can't really say it's a no cost startup, but it really kind of is. It's like,
Kind of is.
and regardless, it's a wonderful, wonderful deal. Now is always the time, but truly, like, we're about to, we just got a new line in January. People
Right.
are like upgrading their wardrobes. They're really tired of winter. They're ready to segue into spring. Their accessories help them do that. And we get new jewelry every single month. So you never, how soon do you want to start making money? Right? Why wait to make money is another thing I always like to say. So
And I
you could
do
have a
love
paycheck next week.
I love the opportunity of putting the 129 on a credit card, doing your launch party with your stylist who invited you here. And when that launch party is closed, which is a week later, you paid the credit card off. You're done. You never really paid for the 129 because you
You
made
didn't
the
even
money
pay
for
it.
Park
Yeah.
Lane. That's how quickly you can get paid with Park Lane. You
Every week.
literally could submit a show tonight
Yes.
and you would be paid by next Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's how fast it can
Yeah.
happen for you.
And people overthink it. You get a bunch of people, hey, you want to get on a Zoom? Get on a Zoom. I'm really excited about what I'm going to do. Okay. Well, you want to get a Zoom on Thursday with me? I mean, yeah, we just overthink it. We could do one every day. Take 20 minutes.
Facebook page. Yeah, people are nosy. Just go live on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
People want to see what you're doing.
Yeah. Very fun.
Well,
Super fun
we
stuff.
have gone over on our time. However,
Yeah, sorry,
I did
guys.
drop the, it's okay. I did drop the Google form in both places. I want to thank those of you who hung with us because there's still 45 people that hung out with us this whole time. So I just want to thank you. If you have any questions, I'm going to direct you to your stylist who invited you here. And if you can't get the answer there or you're not hearing back from that person, no problem. Send us a message in the free Jules chat messenger group that's in Messenger, and we'll gladly answer you there. But I'm going to put a challenge out to everybody that's listening so that all of you, I challenge you to share the love this month, the month of February, and have one of your friends or family members or your hairdresser or nail tech or whomever come on this live and listen next Monday night. Bring a friend. Yeah. Let's double it to 80. Get people here. And Mary Grace, once these gals fill out this Google form, which you can fill it out as many times as you'd like, but you're going to do it once each week. You will choose the winner you usually give them like 24 hours. Is that correct?
Yeah. Usually most of them come in really quick. So the quicker, the better. I get looking at them, and there's a lot of people awful excited to let's get this party rolling. So I love to send that information to people and be like, let's do it. I hope I get that chance to meet so many of you and know many of you better, because that really is what happens. It's a very fun and supportive community. Get lots of compliments on us all hanging out together. It's a really safe space, and we love each other so much, and we want so much success for everybody. So thanks so much for joining, and thank you for being a Park Laner, whether it's as a customer, as a hostess, or as potentially a new rep. We are absolutely thrilled to share Park Lane with you. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great night, guys.